What's going
Hey,
on, car guys and car gals? It's Lou Ramirez, the car guy.
it's Fred Lenartz, the subprime hero, and we're on the nick of time, folks. And we're excited. This is going to be a great show today. I know that we kind of just threw it on real fast because we were right at that mark of that 10 minutes where if we would have waited one more minute, we would have had to reset everything. So we didn't want to have to do that, but it's okay. This is what it's all about. We are solutionaries, Lou. We're troublemakers. We like to have fun every time we do things. And we got somebody special on the show that's worth waiting for, my friends. This is somebody that brings dynamite everywhere he goes. This is somebody that I consider a friend, somebody that I love watching him do what he does, right? Not just inside this industry, but with his family, with his friends, and everything else that he's always trying to touch and do. He's an amazing mentor, somebody to look up to, right, Lou? And I know that you feel the same way, so I'm going to let you talk a little bit too. I'm excited, though, as you can tell.
Well, I appreciate it, Fred. It's always good when you let me talk. All of you know the deal when we're watching the show. We definitely love it when we get the opportunity to talk about awesome people inside of the industry. But Fred, this is a great opportunity for us to get a behind the scenes of what it is that's actually brewing at this next ASOTU. Understand, there is no brew like the brews that come out of ASOTU, and all of the people that are getting their hype on, getting ready for the event, getting their travel plans handled, and procrastinating on getting that ticket. Well, we're talking to you all today. So let's get ready to have some fun. The CEO of ASOTU is backstage right now and ready to come on the show. So we're not going to do this with too much Fred and Lou. Let's go ahead and welcome to the show the one, the only, Paul
Daly.
Oh, what's going on?
I don't know what to do with an intro like that. Holy crap. Listen, I want to say this. The reason they were late is because I was late.
Oh,
good. We forgive folks. Come on, brother.
Man, I was hanging out around here, and then all of a sudden I saw your text message. I was like, oh, crap, I got to go. Yeah, it wasn't fun.
Oh.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm just pumped up listening to your intro.
Oh man, of course, brother. You know, you're like I said, you're worth waiting for, and it's no big deal, folks. We just wanted to make sure that we didn't have to reset and then be another 5 minutes. But it's great to have you here. I knew that you were back there. I've done that before. I've been guilty of it, being busy. All of a sudden, you look down, you're like, oh my gosh. Yep. And that's what happens when you're the CEO of a company that's getting ready to have an event in a couple of weeks. You are all over the place right now, and I know that's something that you're kind of getting used to doing, but it's always some buzz going around, especially with 2 weeks left, less than that.
Oh,
so
yeah, less than 2 weeks. So we are just full throttle around here. Like there's, you know, we got together our like final punch list of items. We're like, why is this list so long?
No kidding.
I bet. Well,
but it's good. I brought some special things on the show today. We're gonna do some reveals today. And I just realized I placed them like too far that way to reach, and my ear's not pulled out. So I'm gonna have to jump over there and grab them for a second.
You go ahead and do that, and Lou and I will talk about something. Matter of fact, we'll talk about a couple of our sponsors really fast. I want to thank Connect, and go check them out at connect.com. Connect with the KENECT.com. Check them out. They're doing some amazing things, and of course, our good friends over at Edifice Automotive Marketing. Great people. Go check them out at edificeauto.com. And I can't wait for you all to be able to see what we got talking about today. He's getting ready to bring us some surprises. This is going to be super dope. I'm pumped up. Folks, love people more than you love cars. I love this, and this is what it's all about. It's about loving people. So here we go. He is back.
Yeah, he is back. And what I am pretty pumped up about is that they are always consistently bringing that great swag from head to toe, even down to the laces, folks. They know how to make sure that the swag gets all over the place. And I can't wait to get an update on my ASOTU flat brim when I get out there. Love to buy it from the awesome swag station that you guys always have out there. Are the kids going to be helping out this year again?
Kids are helping out this year. We've done one better. So like we got a new press. So we got more heavier duty equipment this year. So it's gonna be even easier for them. My 16-year-old daughter has really taken to learning the craft of photography. So she's not only gonna be at the swag shop, but now she's gonna be running around shooting photos. She took a trip to New York City with us to cover the automotive forum a couple weeks ago. And so yeah, whole family, my family is gonna be there. Kyle's family is gonna be in there. The kids have a lot of swag bags to pack. That's probably like the biggest thing we do the night before. We're just packing hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of swag bags. So hey, I just realized we got the same fit on today, Lou. Oh, you got the white. Oh, the white.
It's the popping long sleeve with the hoodie, y'all. I love this one. This one is like right on time. I love
that. That one makes me remember. It makes me think of Tampa because that's when I was thinking Tampa in the summertime. All right, let's go. So everyone that comes to ASOTU CON, you know, you come and we always say like, you know, swag is never going to like change your store or make it better. Right. That's what all the sessions are for and the people are for. But everyone loves to go home with swag. And our goal is that like none of it gets left behind in the hotel rooms because it's so good.
Mm.
We go through great lengths to get swag that either you or maybe your spouse that gets to stay at home, when you bring them home something to be like, oh, I actually like this, right? Like, and so it all started this year. So I went ahead and I found and I was able to source. Is everyone, you guys, your wife shop at Lululemon? Maybe you do.
Oh, yeah, I wear Lululemon pants.
So this bag style is going to look very familiar to you.
Hey, all right.
Because I found the manufacturer that makes the Lululemon shopping bags, and we made some special ASOTU CON shopping bags. So that the bag itself is even good, and it was so good that we decided we were going to do 2 color variations. So everyone's going to have to fight over which one they get because you only get one. You know, in that, you know, you're going to get your scarf. We don't have the scarves yet. They're on their way.
Oh, I can't wait.
The scarves this year look so good. But also inside, you're going to get this Love People More Than You Love Cars patch. Iron this sucker on a denim jacket, on a sweater, put it on a backpack. You're also going to get, I think maybe not quite the first time, but maybe the new More Than Cars logo patch.
Oh my goodness, that is new.
Look at that.
Okay.
See that? Little more human, little more relatable. Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Then we got the OG More Than Cars pin.
Love it.
This is the special ASOTU CON versions, and so got the special fit. There's some people collecting these things now. You got stickers. You're not going to be able to see them. They're in this package. We got a nice wristband.
Yep, you guys always get the good wristband.
Good wristbands, and if you see this little icon up here, it says tap for game. If you tap your phone up to the little O, you can play the ASOTU CON game. Have you guys seen the ASOTU CON game?
We know.
If you go to Jumper, JUMPER at ASOTUCon.com, you're gonna like find yourself like clear your weekend schedule because it's one of those dumb games that's so addictive that it's hard to stop playing. And somebody actually scored like it's got a leaderboard, old school. Put your initials in. So we got 800. Somebody got like an 840 something, which is like a lot of time.
Wow, that is awesome.
And then this isn't in the bag, but we can make sure you get them. It's the new More Than Cars trucker hat. We got some flat brims for you too.
I like that trucker hat though. That's nice.
All the sideshow though. That's all the sideshow. The main event is the people, the sessions, the topics. You guys walking around, loving on people, hosting podcast stages. You guys are hosting this podcast on our podcast stage. We built a game day desk with a big screen in the middle. You guys are
that I'm excited about. I mean, when you guys mentioned that to us, when you sent us over and said, "Hey, these are the things that we get to do together," I was like, that's really cool that you guys have that set aside. And I can't wait to see all the different teams that show up there and do things. And I can't wait for the people to come out and see how much fun we're having, right? And really, more importantly, what they're learning there, right? Like you
most
said,
importantly, yeah.
There's so much education, and I know you got some highlights of that too. People who are going to be speaking, you may even have some surprise speakers. Who knows, right? I know that you guys always bring something that makes people go, "Oh, dang!" Just when we thought you couldn't get any cooler, there you go, and you do something like that, right? So I can't wait to hear about that. Matter of fact, that's some good questions to start asking here in a second. I can't wait to do that.
With that, there's some great names like the Kane name that's showing up this year.
And Daddy Kane?
Yeah, Big Daddy Kane's going to be in the house.
It's his first one. Every year, you're going to call him that forever now, right? That's his name. This is the first year he's been able to make it. So it's always been a schedule conflict. So I'm so excited that he gets to be a part of what he really is a part of, just hasn't been there live. But
no, he's definitely been a part of the change of automotive for sure. Always been there since day one. And when you walk into a store or you watch a video of him doing training and meetings, it's just blown away by the energy that he brings even after all these years. Absolutely. He's changing and he's always evolving. He's an amazing asset to automotive.
Is that an old joke?
A little bit. You can tell him I said that. I love him to death. All right, but he'll probably do more push-ups than all of us. He'll probably go out and run, do a Sparta run. He does it all. He's the beast.
Does he really? Oh, yeah, I'm out.
Oh, Fred, you know, Fred.
Oh, you guys are just the greatest. You know.
It's awesome. It's awesome because he has so much power, but he brings such the gentleman to the room.
He really does.
It is awesome to be able to hang out with him, to be able to talk to him, to learn from him. But he's making sure to take different organizations to the next level, but one thing you don't play with is with Big Daddy Kane.
Big Daddy Kane.
And this is going to be a big event where there's a whole lot of loudness going on, whole lot of moving and shaking. But we are excited to be able to reunite with him out there, another Kentucky bluegrass boy, and we're just pumped up to be able to hang out with him. Speaking of the bluegrass, we are inside of Derby season, everybody. There's a whole lot of horses that are running around today, Derby's tomorrow, and we are excited because there is so much that's happening inside of automotive that does correlate with these races. Now, if there's anything that you all have been capturing on a whole other level, it's with the More Than Cars series. You've been finding out that culture is really incredible inside of so many different places throughout the auto industry. Who is the next episode going to be on as you guys get ready to release the next More Than Cars?
Okay, so we have season 2 kind of getting queued up right now. We've shot 3 of the 4 episodes. Those 3 are already very far through the editing process. We're approaching being done. I don't know which order we're releasing them in. But what we do have is finally we're getting down to CMA, and we shot an amazing episode at Liza Borch's group, Carter Myers Automotive. And we had some truly amazing moments in that because we got to spend a little time with Carter. And so their first store, when his grandfather started the group. So she's a 4th generation dealer, and it started in this store, this building, and he had never been in it. We didn't realize that because it was occupied. Now it's occupied by somebody who they store goods in there really, but the service bays were up top, on the 4th and 5th floor. And we were just filming, Kyle was doing an interview with Liza. I was, about a mile away with Carter doing some other stuff. And the owner of the building walks by. He was like, "Hey, what are you guys doing? This is my building." And he let us in. And so we got to film Carter and Liza seeing this building for the first time ever. And we went to the top, and the service bays are still there. And you would die because there is a wooden porta potty looking thing up there. And that was the bathroom there's service bay, wooden porta potty, no ceiling, no floor. So if anyone's got something to say about their bathroom, we're going to show them that picture.
Hey, that's phenomenal. What a great moment to be part of, and be able to just right timing, right place. It's amazing. I believe how God works sometimes, just shows up and says, "Hey, this is something that seemed impossible, but look, it's opened up for you just because you're here and you're doing it, right? You're putting that work behind that faith." That's pretty sweet. I love that you talked about that. Yeah.
We also went to Bozard Ford, Lincoln.
Yeah. Shout out Bozard.
Oh man, they're unbelievable.
So you had the chance. I want to know, and it's just kind of a little bit of spill of the beans about what's to be seen inside of that episode. Did you do some good stuff with Bo?
Oh my gosh! Listen, it took me about 14 seconds to have a total man crush on Bo Bozard. And if you've met him, I was like, how can one person be so awesome? Right? And he's just so laid back. He's got a full leather making shop on the service floor. And so he walked us through. Kyle and I, we both made stuff, and he branded it. And then we went and he laser etched on it. So we made these keychains. Oh, it was a ton of fun. So we got the full Bo experience. We were trying to get him out to ASOTU CON this year to actually do it, but the schedules are graduating kids and things like that.
Oh,
so, next year. So that was Bozard, and we had a lot of time with going from store to store. We went out on a mobile service route, which was a lot of fun, at a customer's house, because, Ed Roberts, and he's going to be talking about a lot at the event. We have some great mobile service panels and great fixed ops stuff in general. So we got to go out and we got to follow the tech around, and we got to, do a little bit on site. And I'll tell you, I love that part of the business, just because my first business, I grew a mobile reconditioning company. So we had, 30 trucks all over the Northeast, doing wheel repair and cosmetic repair. Did you know that? A lot of people don't know that. My first business.
I did not know that.
I got a job as a service advisor, early, 24 years ago. And I'd never been in a dealership in my life. And I fell in love with it. I was like, I didn't know anything about cars either. And then I started a wheel repair company. About a year later, the dealer I worked for got me a van off the wholesale line and was like, "You should do this." He's like, "I'll help you." And so I got this, 1984 Chevy Astro, you know what they are, leaking everything from everywhere. He gave it to me for $400 and off I went. Built that company over 15 years to be a regional reconditioning company from like upstate New York down to Philly over to Boston.
Amazing.
And it got acquired by Dent Wizard International. And that's where the agency was. I was incubating the creative agency within that company. So yeah, that was the beginning of my automotive journey.
I mean, that's a pretty amazing journey. And then like to be able to build that business to that type of size and then be able to hand it and sell it to a company like Dent Wizard, who's known nationally, right? Just big deal, and them to see the value in your company so you can go and do the things you're doing now. It's always been more than cars. You didn't need to know anything about cars because it was. It says in the motto, it is more than cars. It's the people inside of it that gets you attracted to the business. Because when you get in there, yeah, it's good money and there's all this stuff, but man, the people, some best fighters I've ever met in my life, people who do things that sometimes not the most educated, right? Yeah. But man, the most brilliant, hardest working.
That's a great way to put
amazing people.
That's a great way to put it. And I don't think it's always about people believing in something, right? And when people are willing to put in effort, it's always because they believe in something. They believe in where they're going. They believe in who they're doing it with, right? They believe that they're contributing to something greater than themselves. And I think the car business is all of those things in the best cases. And more, the dealers who believe that are showing themselves to be the most successful ones. And I think that makes other people look, and that makes other people, sometimes you have to show somebody how to appreciate something and nurture it right before they can actually do it, because maybe they didn't see it in there. So that's a lot of what we do. It's a lot of what you two do. It's a lot of what we do at ASOTU is just trying to get people to see like the brilliance and the magic in what they have the opportunity to do every day. And you all see it because you work with so many people across the country. And that moment when you watch something unlock in somebody's mind or in their heart, and they realize like, oh, it could be good like that. And you're like, yeah. And the auto industry, we're just fortunate to be in an industry where there's just a lot of abundance. So that unlock typically leads to a lot of other things like financial stability and opportunity for family and upward mobility and all of those things, even work-life balance.
Heck yeah.
Yes, there is. All that is possible. Our old school ways of thinking, we didn't think that was possible, but work-life balance, that is the key, I think, to the future and the continued growth of what we do, because we're going to keep getting better and better because good people want that balance, right? And they can only take unbalance for so long. So it is beautiful to be able to do that. And speaking of balance, man, I More Than Cars, amazing. Beaux-Arts, CMA, great groups.
Rohrman's the other one, by the way.
Ooh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, wow. Yeah. So Rohrman group, Rohrman's the third, and there will be a fourth, but we haven't locked that yet. So Ryan Rohrman, CEO of Rohrman Auto Group, is actually going to be at ASOTU CON this year. But I don't want to spoil it too much. But Kyle and I, we did record this one over Halloween, and so Kyle and I did dress up like Buzz and Woody. I mean, like I was Woody, and Kyle was Aladdin. And then Ryan Rohrman dressed up like Buzz, and his brother Trey, who's the CEO of Buzz, dressed up as the genie.
Oh, wow.
And I was teamed up with Ryan. Kyle was teamed up with Trey, and we did one of our, we always have a competition, and it was like a team versus team competition where we ran an inflatable obstacle course all dressed up. So I won't tell you how it ended.
Oh my God, I can't wait to see this. That is going to be so much fun right there. And I love that you guys have.
But Kyle sustained some injuries. He walked away, but he sustained some injuries.
Wow.
It's all right. When there's competition, injuries may occur, right?
Absolutely.
I like to have fun, but I like to win at the same time. But I am a graceful winner unless it's pickleball, right, Lou? So
is that how that works?
That's well, speaking of competition and speaking of obstacle courses, right now there is so much, Paul, that is brewing inside of the industry. Our incredible industry is doing what it does best. It's finding new ways to adapt, new ways to unify and try to get to the next level, but also deal with all of the maybe the uncertainty, which I'm almost tired of hearing that word uncertainty. Because we never are promised tomorrow. We never know what tomorrow is going to bring. Wow. We just always have to commit to always bring the right mindset to the day, be the problem solvers that we are, or the troublemakers that we're called to be. But brother, we're seeing a pivotal moment happen industry wide, and we're talking big level industry where there's so much discussion that's happening in different mergers, different collaborations that need to occur. And one thing that I love about it is that all of the talks of tariffs and such that are going on inside of the entire world concerning our country and what we're doing, automotive is just one part of the commerce that is involved inside of that. Yet we are getting so much of a light on us, which is awesome because there's no industry like the auto industry to be able to show you how to adapt and do a little bit of a workaround. Right. If there's anything that car guys know how to do, it's find a way around the problem and to solve it. But what is some of the buzz that's going on and some of the stuff that the dealers and those that are going to be attending are going to be able to be excited to sink their teeth into for some of the problems that they're right now engaging in?
Yeah. You know, I think that the word tariff, right? It's everyone's talking about it. However, I will say, and Kyle was just sharing this with me because he was at Brian Pash's event, DMSC, last weekend. You know, so he's with quite a few dealers and industry partners there. And he said he only heard the word come up like twice the whole conference. And that's all the sessions, all the dinner conversations. And I will say that I can that reflects for me in all the conversations I've been having with dealers and in the content we've been making, you know, about the show and about like what do dealers want to talk about. And I think that the reason for that is obviously everyone's in a different scenario depending on what manufacturer you're with. You know, obviously like a brand like Porsche, who has limited manufacturing spots and a lot overseas, is going to be much more exposed as a percentage wise to their inventory than like a GM or a Toyota, or even a Kia that has a lot of manufacturing here in the country, or at least it's a little bit divested. I do think, however, dealers are used to now acclimated to dealing with large system-wide problems and figuring out ways around it. And if you look at COVID, first of all, the shutdowns, that's like when you like put things in perspective, right?
Amen.
Like people say this, like if you can throw money at it, it's not a real problem. Now, there are some things that feel like very real problems that, you know, you can't throw money at, or you could throw money at and fix. But with that kind of like overlay, you look at COVID, you couldn't throw enough money at that to fix it. You had to weather the storm. You had to get stronger through it. You had to persevere. And then the inventory shortage comes up, right? Another problem, not as bad as COVID, right? COVID was safety, COVID was regulation, COVID was all these things that we were navigating, uncertainty, inventory shortage. Now it's like, okay, now we're just talking about not having vehicles, which ended up dealers were able to navigate that well and do very, very well financially through it. Meanwhile, still serving people how they need it and riding it out. So now we get here to tariffs. We don't have like a biological crisis on our hands.
Right.
We're not worried where the inventory is going to come from.
Nope.
We just have to figure out how to make it affordable for consumers,
That's it.
you know, and how to serve them well through that. And so I think that the fact that people aren't talking about that has a lot to do with the fact that we're just a little battle hardened now after the last 5 years. And it's like, okay, it's tariffs this week, right? And it's a big deal. Obviously, OEMs, manufacturers, much more their problem to deal with than dealers' problem to deal, like figure out how to solve. And I think it all resolved. We were with Bernie Moreno, Senator Moreno, a couple of weeks ago. And his perspective when he was talking about this at a dinner, he said, you know, guys, I'm really telling you, is like, I think in 6 to 10 months from now, this is just going to be like, we're going to be through it all. So that was his perspective. But regardless, you know, so I don't know that I'm sure that'll come up at ASOTU CON, but all of the other things can impact your business much more than worrying about tariffs.
Amen.
That we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about operations. We're going to talk about culture. We're going to be talking about sales process, F&I process. New technology is a big point of conversation. How do we leverage this new tech? Obviously, AI is going to be a big part of that, helping people discern, like, is it actually helpful here or is it not helpful here? What kind of AI can I be or should I be deploying? So we're going to have a lot of conversations about that. Mobile service, as we discussed. We even have a great panel about healthcare. And that's like not a sexy topic, but for all the operators and GMs and dealer principals understand that having a healthcare program that, number one, is affordable so you can offer max benefit to your people is a major contributor to how people show up for their job every day. and watching how that goes through. We're going to have some great people. Alex Lawrence talking about EVs, Elena Ciccatelli, Jimmy Douglas. We just have a lot of EV conversations, even though it's like, it's kind of ups and downs, a lot of dealer operators, some state association involvement. The governor of Maryland is going to be there.
Okay.
How about that? I know. We had to figure out all of a sudden, well, because the Maryland Auto Dealer Association is having their meeting and they just called us, hey, we're going to be bringing the governor in. They're like, we can do that. So now we're like, talking about security walkthroughs and perimeters. And so that's new for us. I just want the earpiece. One condition.
You're right there.
One condition. Zach and Austin, Zach Kinch, Austin Conroy, they're going to be there. So obviously they've been making quite a ruckus on the internet. So they're going to be there. Got some 40 under 40s going to be there. Got some OGs.
Oh, it's just going to be a room packed with, and we put out a post today that I love Lou put out today. It was nice. It was a room packed with power. People who really are making shifts and really when they make the shift, the world feels it, or at least automotive feels it. And I love that. And that's big. And that's what the State of the Union is all about, right? It's being there and understanding what's really happening. And I love that you're educating and you're talking about controllables, right?
Yes.
And that's the thing. Like, let's not talk about things we have no control over. Tariffs are tariffs, and they're going to raise the prices. We had interest rates go up. Like you said, the last 5 years, so much stuff's happened that we've dealt with it all, right? So let's just talk about what we need to do. Stay with our fundamentals. Let's keep training. Let's keep learning. Let's keep educating. Let's keep pouring positivity into each other and knowing that tomorrow is just not going to be harder. It's going to be better, right? This technology you talked about, I love it because there is so much to talk about from AI, and there's so many levels of it inside different departments and ways they're communicating. And I've been so blown away by seeing a lot of this tech grow because today it may not be working well, but a year from now, that same technology inside that same place is going to be huge. And I've seen that already occur in so many different ways, inside my own life, inside my own daily workflow, right? So for you said a lot of things. But what's the one thing that you're most fired up about for the ASOTU CON?
Gosh, that's like what's your favorite child? I think that the sessions are so every time I think of something that's like, oh, maybe that. A couple things. I'll give you a couple things. Okay. So you guys know Claude Silver, Chief Heart Officer of VaynerMedia. She is our opening keynote is her. So we're starting off with a massive bang. Claude is someone who's worked with, top brands all across the world. I'm talking the Nikes, the Coca-Colas, the BMWs, the Toyotas, and I could just keep naming them. So she understands though how to build a culture that can handle high performance, meanwhile having people feel cared about. So she's going to be our opening keynote. We're giving away 3 cars this year, right on the floor with Vehicles for Change. Amazing. A nonprofit that we support every year. They take formerly incarcerated and they train them to be ASE certified technicians. They have 100% placement rate. So they're helping fill a need in automotive, which is placing technicians. And then these technicians that just end up thriving. And then people donate cars to the organization. They train these techs, they recondition these cars, and then they give the cars away to people who are in need. So last night it was unbelievable. Last year, we had a single mother and her 2 kids were there, and there wasn't a dry. I was joking. We should have like sponsored tissue boxes on all the tables because this is kind of like at the end, but our main stage sessions are just packed to the gills with people you want to hear from. Steve Greenfield's bringing a full keynote. And if you've never seen him drop a keynote, I don't know what he's going to be talking about, but you leave there. It's unbelievable. We have a delegation from Spain coming in. So I'm excited about that. You get 10. Exactly. Yeah. And so like, I don't know what I'm most excited about. Honestly, I get the most excited about seeing everybody. And that moment when you start seeing the people come in and be like, oh, like all these people came. I literally feel like all these people came over my house, right? You know what it's like? That's what it feels like. They came to my home today.
You've built a beautiful home, man. And this home just keeps getting better. It all started with the foundation that you laid. And because you laid such a good foundation with the people, the plans, the idea, the everything, everyone that you united with to bring up what you're doing, even the little parties you started with, the way that you got it out there. I remember being at a few of them. First time I really got to meet you. And I remember being like, this movement is dope. This is awesome. I love this thing, right?
It was old school. That was like punk rock concert in the garage.
It was like that, you know. And so that being said, you know, congratulations on all that. You know, there's so much more still happening. But yeah, you built a beautiful home, and we are coming to your house to have a barbecue with you and have a good time. But what's the best part is that we leave there with something to bring back. We're going to bring leftovers that are for everyone, right?
Hey,
Mhm.
that's a great way to put it.
Mhm.
You know, yeah, man, thank you for all that. I think the bottom line is that like establishing, and I'll die on this hill, and it's what I talk about when everyone, you know, when people try to develop a brand and all this, it's like people need a center point to believe in, and if you can rally, what was I took I can't remember, some kind of personality assessment, whatever it was. And basically it gave me some insight that helped me craft like what it is that I love to do and why I love to do it. And basically it says you love to gather people around meaningful ideas.
Mm.
And that is like I'm not the smartest person on tech, right? I'm not the best at operations, but I love to gather people around ideas that are meaningful. And in the beginning, this was the meaningful ideas: when dealers band together, no crisis can win. And that was the meaningful ideas. We were going through COVID, and it was that, look, even though this is going on, we can show everybody, if we come together, that we can help literally lead our communities through and out of this crisis. And then that has just kind of developed and evolved over the years. And then that's where like we've kind of gotten it down to 3 words now. It's more than cars. And that's the belief, that's the thesis. And I think people, that's meaningful to people, right? It's not about the car, it's more than cars, right? We can fill in the blank with anything, but I think it's a deep human need that everybody wants to like aspire to, whether you're a dealer or an industry partner. And so that more than cars mindset is something we're leaning in on. And we actually have a really big announcement about, you know, some moves that we're making as a company. We're going to announce at the event too, that is going to bring that more than cars mindset even broader, I think.
I love it.
We're excited because mindset matters so much. For those of you that are listening, those of you that are watching, whether on the replay, live, or on the podcast, mindset is so critical in this. And pitching the thought of anything negative over to my brother Paul when talking about tariffs or whatever, you knocked it out of the park, because there is so much more to talk about than what little things ever start to seem like an attack on the industry. If anything, when we start to see negative things start to find their way around and start to become the buzz on the news, this industry rises. This industry steps up to the occasion. I mean, almost since we heard the word tariff, our dealer partners have been seeing record months every single month since. So with that, we are so excited because all of these different challenges just gives us an opportunity to get better. We want to continue to push a culture that reminds people it is more than cars, and it's more than the numbers. Speaking of our Bozart team, our brothers over there, we had a training session with them today, and we really leaned into reminding them of how important it is that your thoroughbreds perform best when they're focused on how they're fed and how they're led. No horse is ever paying attention to their running time. No horse cares about their running time. They care about the trophy of good, delicious oats or whatever their treat is, and the one that's helping to lead them to the finish line. It's never just about the mobility. And we right now are unifying together during Derby season and coming into this incredible month. So come what may, auto industry is going to rise, and we are excited about it. Paul, we're so thankful for what it is that you all do consistently bring to the industry, and how you do highlight, of course, that family function, that the families of all those, whether it's the detail worker on the lot or it's the general manager leading the ship, all of those families are connected to our incredible industry. And all of them are benefiting, but all of them are some of the fuel to what keeps everybody fired up in our great industry. We absolutely love that we're having some fun out here, but we also want to make sure that we do talk about how you all can get to the show and maybe get to a little bit of a, a little bit of a CGC type of discount.
Oh, you guys are too humble, because Fred and Lou, they stepped up and they're sponsoring dealers to go. So they have they've secured quite a little handful of dealer tickets, and we want to make sure that their community, this community here on the show, I mean, we already know if you're in their community, you're part of our community, because like-minded, like-hearted. So what is the code? I have the code somewhere.
I have it. It's CGC VIP. So folks, you guys see it down there. I'm glad you announced that because I was going to bring that up. For any dealer that's connected with us, if you guys want to be around us and you guys want to have some fun, all you got to do is show up, right? All you got to do is show up. We have the tickets for you. Thank you so much. You know, we've teamed up with them. They were so gracious to say, hey, listen, we want to make sure that your dealer partners are involved. Anybody who's a viewer that loves what we do and wants to be part of something big. If you've never been to one of these, I promise you, it's worth the time investment that you'll have because you're going to come back with so much. If anything, you're going to come back with dope swag. but for sure, I'm going to tell you something. The leftovers that I talked about earlier, man, they're the best leftovers you have that you don't ever have to worry about throwing them away. They'll be good for years and years and years for your team. So come on out. Make sure you guys come check it out. But yes, it is. I'm going to put the code up here on the screen for you guys. CGCVIP. Again, all one word. You guys will see it when you go in there. Just hit that code. We got you. And please, if you're not a dealer, don't use this code. This is for dealers only. All right. So don't get in there and try to act
unfortunately, like it won't. Yeah, it won't actually work. Our industry partner tickets are sold out. So
excellent.
Only dealer tickets left. We got, man, I'll tell you what. It's so funny. It staggers me every year, but like 20% of our dealer tickets come in within like the last 10 days.
Oh, yeah.
And it's all the people who have been saying they're coming forever and they have hotel rooms, or maybe they didn't. Until it turns May, right? Until it turns May. So we were like watching our numbers, right? And you're watching, and and we're like, oh, we're a good bit ahead of where we were last year. And like, look what happened last year too. So there's just, it's just a riot. It's never going to change. We've stopped trying to fight it and just let people go and know.
I mean, I can hear the conversation now. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and move those expenses to the actual month that we go.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. Well, you know, I love it though, but I know that we have another one of our dealer partners out in Nebraska that's going to be coming and join us, and it's their very first one.
Oh, they're going to make me so happy.
They are what I love about them, and I got to say, and what I got to love about this team, it is Andy Goodyear, awesome, Ron McClain.
They're really amazing. Fred.
What's that?
That might be the next More Than Cars episode. I think you're going to love.
You're going to be blown away by them when you meet them. Their tenure of their salespeople are like 20 plus. They just had 2 people retire 40 years there. Another one's currently 40 plus years.
Wow.
They're like, to get a job there is like you got to wait. Almost somebody literally has to die. Like that's how awesome that place is. But they're excited to come, and they're the kind right now. They're in growth mode, and they're going to come there. They're going to leave there with their heads just.
That makes me so excited.
I'm excited for them.
So make sure, please. I know. I mean, there's going to be like 600 people there, so that's enough to like not see people. Please make sure you introduce me.
Oh, I'm going to. I promise you. Especially because they're first timers, they need to meet you. Yeah. So I will definitely make that happen.
No, and I want to thank you guys again for being so gracious, because what you all do is so important to what we are as an industry, and your willingness to come out and serve the event and to be there and like bring your show and bring your energy and bring the other people. Like, it means the world to us. It really does.
Well, you all mean the world to us. We're honored to be teamed up with you all. There's so much more that we have to brew, but history began with you all taking a yes to all of the challenges and unifying everybody. That's what I love most about it. If there's anything at my heart that I truly lean into, even on a spiritual level, it's the unity. We are all so different. We are all so diverse, but we still come together. We bind together and we take on the challenges, and we have an absolute blast doing it. If there's one function we want to make sure is consistently happening, is that we're having fun while we do what it is that we're all so great at. As much as we're wearing all of this awesome swag, having genuine smiles on our face should always be the most important thing that we're wearing, and we're taking to our communities with us. Paul, you all are doing some incredible things. We appreciate the way that you honor us, but seriously, how you honor this industry. It is something to be spoken of. I mean, in the years to come, we're going to look back and say, man, we really were part of something incredible. And we can't wait to see that next generation that takes the torch and takes it to a whole other level. Folks, you got to make sure that you are at ASOTU CON 2025, May 13th through 16th in Be More. And there's going to be plenty of delicious food out there too. So make sure that you come hungry.
Oh man, the food. That's going to be good. Folks, the Northeast has some of the best food in the world. Just saying. Right. So get up there and let's get some grub on.
Get some crab cakes.
I'm going to tell you right now, the best car people that you want to be around are going to be here. So please come join us, come have some fun, get educated, leave there just filled. Your cup will be overflowing of just so much fun stuff for you to be able to bring back. I'm telling you that right now, because I know I've been there. I've been to a couple of them, and I am so excited to be here for my third one. So it's going to be a blast.
Can't wait.
Go to ASOTUCON.com/tickets and make sure that you drop that CGC VIP. Get you a set of tickets out there. Make sure that you go ahead and book your rooms, folks, before you're staying far, far away. I'm telling you, they're running fast. But no, Paul, thank you so much. Give our love to Kyle. Give our love to Michael. Give our love to everybody out there.
We Nathan, everyone, the whole crew. Yes.
We'll do. We'll be together soon.
Heck yeah, we sure will. Well, we salute you all. Car guys and car gals, make sure that you share this around. Tag a car guy, tag a car gal. Make sure that you let somebody know if you can't go, that they need to go there and take notes for you. Okay, one way or another, you got to make something happen. We are so thankful for this episode. Paul, thank you again. Fred, let's finish this one out.
You already know what to do.
I do.
Hands on the shoulders. On 3.
Let's do it.
1, 2, 3. Forgive. Focus.
Fly. And keep growing all the time. Let's go, baby.
We'll see you
2025. Meet us there. Let's go.
Out.